It's the Bentley and Bester podcast. Just going to get my key. Ben, have you got yours?
Where did I put mine? Yep, I got it. Ready?
Let's turn it. And open up the forbidden folder. This is where all the naughty ideas go. Where all the, the boss says, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, the ones that typically you'd go, you can't do that.
Yeah. I like this one. This one's interesting. What's a secret within your industry that they don't want the public to know?
Because when you work in a certain industry, you learn certain things.
Do you know what this came from? I've got a mate.
Yeah.
This will rock your world. He works in a call centre, right? And apparently they have a button where they can hear you waiting on hold.
No, they don't.
So, when you get put on hold for like 20, 30 minutes sometimes, you're calling a call centre and you're like, oh, geez, these effing...
Yeah.
You're just going nuts.
Yeah.
And you're going, I can't believe it. They can hear that. Unless your phone's on mute, they can hear.
That's wild.
That honestly, when I found that out, I was like, oh my God, I've said some heinous things.
I can blow the whistle on some radio intel.
Well, our industry is radio. Yeah, yep. Why not?
A lot of the time, when you hear an interview, pre-recorded. We've already done that ages ago. These are the industry secrets that they don't want you to know. But we'll tell you.
Yeah, we just blew a whistle there. What's a secret within your industry that they don't want the public to know? You can remain anonymous. 13 24 10. We've been open and honest. We'd like you to do the same.
Grace, what industry do you work in?
Hey guys, I work at a very famous fast food joint, and when you guys return your chips, we actually resell them.
You put them back in the Bain Marie.
I personally don't, but I've seen a lot of workers do.
So the chips you're selling, are they?
Well, no, let's not get into specifics.
Yeah.
But I think that we've heard enough in terms of I know what's going on there.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Every single fast food chain sponsors this show.
Yeah, so we can't really find it. We can easily say, are they skinny chips? Are they fat chips?
Yeah. Which area of Europe are they from?
Yeah.
Or are they are they good old American?
But I think that we're treading in dangerous territory.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grace.
Yeah.
Well, let's just leave it there.
Yeah.
Leave it there. All right, can we do one more? Let's go. Come on,
All right.
let's do one more. Peter, what's your industry secret, mate?
G'day, mate. I used to work for a company that used to buy and sell second-hand goods. Essentially, if you had an item stolen from you, you would essentially file a police report to get that item back.
Yep.
We would usually cooperate with the police very well, and they would come in and redeem the item for you. However, if the item was of significant value, you could essentially sell it in that period of time after the police report was made. And then it's legally that next person's property because they now have a receipt saying they've purchased the item.
So you're saying if you were quick enough to just sell it, even though you knew it was stolen, that's binding and that person now owns it?
That's correct, and they have no way to get it back.
Whoa. Industry secret.
And that was happening pretty often?
It's not often, but typically it would happen with very high-end items.
Yeah, right.
TV,
typically
rings and things.
Plus
Yeah, right. Bit more commission on the side for you for turning a blind eye.
Peter, thank you very much for blowing that whistle.
Well,
Liam, I could not believe what you posted on your Instagram story yesterday. I've put it up on the Ben and Liam Instagram story.
Yeah.
So go there and have a look if you want to see this video with your own eyes. But I must admit, when I first watched the video in question, I thought it was fake. And then I rewatched it and I went, no, this is real.
Yeah. No, it happened. So big wine tour on Sunday. And my mate Rowan, who's a lot cooler than me, he's got kind of long, flowy brown hair.
He's kind of like me.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, he's a good looking rooster, and he slid down the railing of some stairs.
Yep, and
really smooth. Though.
Yeah, and big staircase. Like I'd say probably at least 15 stairs.
Yeah, and obviously we'd both had a few wines. Obviously at that point it was sort of like middle of the day. You normally kick off early if you're on the tour. So he's just slid down and he had his hands doing finger guns the whole way. Real clean line.
Looked very in control. To
a group of the girls that we were with, and I thought, shift aside, Rowan, my turn to slide down. And as soon as I sat on the pole, I went backwards
immediately
and landed on my ribs.
Yep.
on the cement.
That's actual audio of the moment Liam hits the turf.
And it hit hard enough that I was like, it knocked the wind out of me. And then I was like kind of rolling around on the grass and got up and I was like pretending that it didn't hurt, but I was like in a fair bit of pain.
It's a heavy fall. We have done this once before, Liam, but I'd love to do it again on 13-24-10. Fat stacks.
Gotta love a fat stack.
There was
a royal fat stack over the weekend. Did you see Prince Harry? He was out playing some polo and he came off his horse.
Yeah, so very fitting. Prince Harry does play polo in California. He plays for the Los Pedros, and he was playing a game and he fell off. They ended up losing said game, but he did get back on the horse.
Get back on your horse, Harry. This is all your fault.
Karen joins us now. Fat stacks, Karen. What happened?
I was a teenager and we used to ride our bikes through tunnels that went under the road. So it was pitch black. So I was first and I was riding through the tunnel where I didn't realise the tunnel actually got smaller. And I cracked my head, like going full hell, cracked my head by the second tunnel. Blood absolutely everywhere. Dropped my bike. Everyone else behind me stacked over my bike.
Oh, no.
And I just felt like I'd been smacked across the head with a baseball bat. It was just...
Karen.
Yeah.
Karen, well told, though. I feel like I was there, the way the tunnel got smaller.
Yeah, I know. But what a nightmare if it was just dark and then it'd even be scary, you know, back in the day how people used to put the card in the back of their...
Yeah.
It would sound so scary hearing that in the tunnel. They just keep coming. You're like, please stop.
Tom, this was your first day of high school. What happened with the fat stack?
Yes, it was. It was my very first day of high school, and it's worth noting that my family had moved to a new area, so I didn't really know anyone else at the high school. I had met a couple of people at, you know how high schools do an orientation day and things like that. But the first day of high school, put my bag away, and I kind of went around to find some people that I kind of knew, spotted a few people, went down the main staircase, got a bit too fast, and my feet came out from underneath me and just did a tumble down the stairs straight into a big fresh puddle at the bottom of the stairs. The freshly pressed blazer that Mum had worked so hard on was ruined. I did a number on myself. That's for sure.
Fattest of stacks, and you could have been stack boy, puddle boy. For,
you could have been puddle boy
the rest of high school. The Kid LAROI, he is the biggest artist in the world right now. This song alone with the Beebs has got like a couple of billion streams.
Billion, not million, billion.
He's got millions of followers on Instagram, and it's so cool as well. Just a young lad from Waterloo in Sydney. He's worked his way up. He's only 18 and he's pretty much already conquered the world. He's obviously here at the moment doing his national tour, doing arenas all over. And I don't know if you saw this, but there was a young Busker, 15 years old. He was doing some rapping on the street. LAROI walked past with his entourage, his security guards. He saw the kid and decided to put $1,000 into the hat. Dylan, the Busker, actually joins us now. How exciting is this, mate? How are you feeling?
It's incredible. Someone as big as the Kid LAROI popping up in the city, like, it doesn't get better than that, for real.
So Dylan, you're rapping, doing your busking. Did you know that he was watching the show, or was that a surprise?
So, really, I was just busking, and I saw someone like, some dude, I thought it was like a dancer or maybe like another artist that I wasn't familiar with.
Yeah.
And then I had to, like, keep the crowd going, keep the energy hype. And then I look back, and I see Kid LAROI. I'm like, is that him? And my brother's like, is that him? And I'm like, what does it look like, man? It's Kid LAROI.
So you're getting a shock there. Do you just continue performing? Do you press on with your busking, or do you just stop in your tracks and invite the kid over?
Nah, I just kept performing. Like, I don't want to, like, stop just for, like, one person. So I just kept the crowd energy coming. And after when I finished Big Papa, he actually came with his, like, his security guards and everything and greeted me and told the city that I'm next up.
Oh,
wow.
And I like that.
So he walked over and dropped, did he do $1,000 cash in your hat?
Yeah, he dropped $1,000 actually. Me and my brother went 50-50 on it.
I mean, that's so cool and lovely of the Kid LAROI. I mean, obviously he was busking himself. We know, growing up in Sydney. So, and he's proof that anyone can make it. What's the dream, Dylan? What do you want to achieve?
I just really want to leave a legacy. I just want to show people my music and just give people a taste of me. I just don't want to be known for like busking on the city. I want to like get my original music out there, which I've been doing recently, has been taking off. And I just want other people just to hear my music, hear my story, and hear what I have to say through my songs.
All right. Well, for starters, Dylan, where can we find you on the socials so people can check out your stuff?
You can find me anywhere on Instagram, Facebook, social media, anywhere with the name @DylanBillion.
I like it. Now, because you're here, the airwaves are yours. What are the odds of you spitting some bars for us?
I mean, we can do some, like, what you calling shots at me already?
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing,
Look,
son.
Dylan, if you want, you can just spit some bars a cappella, or if you want, I've got a couple of different rap beds. Do you want me to play something for you, or do you want to go a cappella?
Nah, we can go a cappella. Let's
All
go,
right,
Dave.
yeah,
Come
whenever
on.
you're ready.
1, 2, 3 onto the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and not the Drake is at the door. Ready to make an entrance, so back on none. Cause I have to put the trap at the cut. Get the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Counting along beats together. Man, you know you with trouble. Ain't nothing but a Jeep then, baby. Too low time my dog was crazy. Death Row is a label that pays, man. Yeah.
Fire in the booth.
Yes, sir.
Dylan Billions, 15 years old. Very
you so
good.
much.
I can see what the Kid LAROI saw in you whilst you were busking on the street. Well worth $1,000. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Ben, every morning my alarm goes off at 3:55. So I always feel bad for my fiancée Sarah. She's lying beside me. So as soon as my alarm goes off, I kill it as soon as possible. But my eyes were sort of like a little tired this morning. You know that feeling? And I wasn't quite hitting the snooze right. So I was like fumbling around with it. I started getting annoyed and started hitting the button harder. And then I hit it so hard that my phone flung out and dropped onto her face while she was sleeping, just right on there. So not a super pleasant way to wake up, just an alarm getting louder and louder before it hits you, fair square in the face.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was stoked about it too. She was a great way to wake up.
Bit of friendly fire.
Absolutely. Friendly fire, 13-24-10. When did you accidentally injure someone else? She lost a tooth. She didn't actually. Tiffany, bit of friendly fire. Did you accidentally injure someone?
Yeah, when my sister and I were little, about 12 and 13, we used to play fight all the time, and we found these metal barbecue skewers, and we thought we'd spear fight, and I accidentally pierced her thigh.
Oh.
Right in there, right in the meat.
Was it like a hospital visit, or was it more just to pull it out and keep going?
Well, we were scared of our mum, so we just pulled it out and put a Band-Aid over it, but she
Yeah,
ended
nice.
up noticing.
Yeah. She passed out from blood loss later that day. Ash joins us now. When did you accidentally injure someone?
It was a fair while ago. I was about 5 or 6, and we were having a sleepover, and my cousin and my sister are a bit older than me, so they were leaving me out. And then they wanted to play with my Nintendo game, so I hit it. And then when we were going to bed a few hours later, we got into a pillow fight, and then I remembered where I did it.
In the pillowcase.
Take that.
Yeah.
Prison.
So my cousin's eyebrow got split open, and she reminds me of it all the time.
I bet.
Prison style.
Yeah.
Just like the old 8-ball in the sock.
Yeah, Nintendo in the pillowcase.
Yeah, a few bars of soap in the pillowcase.
That's a great one, Ash. Thank you very much.
Jackie, when did you accidentally injure someone?
Hi guys, I injured someone. I was working at the strip club and I was doing my routine and my shoe came off and hit someone in the head and cracked his head open.
Oh, there you go. He loved
I got
it.
a $20 tip for it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah. Treat me bad like that. Make my head bleed. Then there was something that happened on Friday's show that I really couldn't stop thinking about all throughout the weekend.
Are you talking about Carla?
I'm talking about Carla.
Yeah.
So Carla, she won the Friday meat race. She was the best call of the week. Bit of a wild card.
Yep.
And she sort of revealed to us last week that she had been listening for a long time. She used to listen to us when we used to work on Triple J, the national broadcaster, a couple of years back, and she's followed us over to Nova, which we appreciate.
Yeah, so that's why she got the Friday meat tray, because she was so full of beans.
Yeah.
She was a long time listener. We loved Carla, and we still do. We don't not love her.
Yeah. It was just like, it was just super awkward
It's just
what happened.
was Very cringy.
Yeah, so we used to do a segment with your grandpa, your poppy, Ben. Steve was his name. He was a bit of a card as well, Austrian guy. He used to like sing sort of the popular song of that week for us because he was like a bit of an opera singer.
Yeah, he loved singing, so we would get him to sing like modern pop songs on the radio.
Yes, good green. And sometimes you'd just be talking to him and then you just burst out into a song.
Yep.
And unfortunately, last week he passed away, Ben.
Yep.
And you left the show like a little bit early. I sort of just covered for you for the last little bit on Wednesday because you were at his funeral.
Yeah, so he passed away Monday week.
Yeah.
And then the funeral was on the following Wednesday, which was last Wednesday.
Yeah, which is, it was sad. But obviously I don't think we maybe had him on Nova one time.
Yep.
We don't really talk about him a lot on the show.
He hasn't been mentioned on air for 2 years.
So it made it even weirder when this happened on Friday.
Now I want to ask Ben something.
Yeah.
How's your granddad?
Well, he's passed away.
Oh,
It's unfortunate that you mention it now because he did have his funeral 2 days ago.
Yeah,
So.
but that's all right, Carl.
I'm sorry.
I thought she was doing a bit. I thought that she had a really like raw sense of humour. And
She'd like heard the off-air podcast or something.
Yeah, I
and
thought
then
she had a
gone,
dark sense of humour.
How's he doing, eh? So it was like,
Out of all the weeks to
I
ask.
literally, it would have been like, if she'd asked the week earlier, we'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, geez, I haven't thought of Poppy for a while.
Yeah.
No, he's doing well, And we'd have to explain that he used to do a segment, but
We've done this before, but we love doing it. When did you put your foot in it? Like Carla. When did you absolutely put your foot in it? 13, 24, 10.
doing a classic, oh, when's the baby due? Oh,
Yeah.
I've got a big belly.
Yeah. 13, 24, 10. Give us a buzz. When did you put your foot in it?
Producer Bell, you've been dragged in. Apparently you had one the other day.
Do you not remember it?
No?
You'll
What?
remember it as soon as she tells it because it's so funny. Belle, good morning.
Hi.
You don't want to tell it, but if you don't tell it, I will. But
the dog
please.
thing?
Yeah, the dog
Oh,
one.
yeah. Now I remember.
Go on.
Yeah, well, we were talking about dog breeds. I think there was a story in the news about like top breeds and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
And the
most
top
popular,
breed was the Shih Tzu.
Yes, it was like a Shih Tzu cross something.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, it's those little white fluffy yappy dogs. And I said, oh, they are the most annoying and
Like, they're
pointless
so
dogs.
gross.
Ugly and
So
crusty.
useless.
Yuck.
You were
And then
really going
as
in on
you were
them.
saying it, you remembered that Andy, who we work with, has one. You're like, you know what? That's actually not that bad. Like
And he was sitting right next to me at the time. And I went, oh, actually, some of them are good.
You did the live pivot. You were ripping on it, and
everyone
then you
saw what was
realised
happening.
and pivoted.
You know what? I would say 50%, not even, maybe 30. A small minority are pretty crusty. But the rest,
I'm going to double down, though. Andy, I'm sorry. Those dogs are so stupid.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Well, I'm sorry to all our Shih Tzu listeners this morning.
Shelley joins us. Good morning, Shelley. When did you put your foot in it?
Morning. So I worked with a lady that her dogs just meant the world to her. They were like her children. And we're at like a Christmas function thing, so I'm trying to make small talk. So I turn around, I'm like, oh, how are your dogs going? And she just looked at me and just started crying, was like, oh, one of them died. We found her in the pool. We don't know if she had a heart attack or if she drowned. Turned out when I was on holidays, she had taken time off because she was so upset because she found the dog in the pool dead. And I had no idea.
Oh, Shelley. You're not to know that, though,
You're
because you
not-
had time
and
off.
that is sad.
That's
that is
so sad. Like, it's not even like it's passed away of old age. Like, it's horrible circumstances.
That's nasty.
Oh.
Sorry to hear, Shelley.
Great story, though.
Should have read your staff emails, eh?
Rose, good morning. When did you put your foot in it?
Hi, how you going?
Good.
So I was pregnant with my first child and I bumped into a lady that I used to work with. I was with my colleague and she said, congratulations when you're due. And I, had that big conversation. I said, oh, yeah, you too. She goes, oh, I'm not pregnant. And I looked at her and I said, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. But she looked like she had that pregnant belly look. I know, it's horrible. And never, ever again have I ever said to anybody, oh, when are you due? Because you go through that in-between stage as well.
What you do, though, is you compound it when they say, I'm not pregnant, and you go, but you've got the belly.
You double down and go, you sure? You look like 30 weeks pregnant. Because that's the thing, I get what you mean. Like, a pregnant belly is different, too.
Yeah, it's
and
unique.
normally only men get the pregnant belly. When
Yep.
you know how, like, that
Too many beers.
Dad gut.
It's very
like that
tight.
bloated.
It's a tight dad gut.
Yeah, like you feel like if you popped it with a pencil,
Yeah.
it would explode.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Shandy joins us now. Did you put your foot in it?
G'day, how you going?
Good.
My girlfriend and I, her name was Wendy, we had to go to a university graduation and there was this woman that was there. She was definitely in her 50s, and she had this really short mini dress on, and she had these really dingly-dangly earrings.
Yeah.
And I said to Wendy, my God, have a look at that woman. Doesn't she look shocking with that mini dress and dingly-dangly earrings? And she goes, yes, that's my mum.
Oh! That's a good one.
Feel the pain. Feel the pain.
And she's still a friend to this day, but oh my God, never lived that down.
Ooh,
That's
Shandy.
awesome, Shandy. Oh, God. That's so brutal.
That's my mum. Anika, good morning. When did you put your foot in it?
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So I worked in one of those drive-through convenience stores. It was a long weekend, and a guy came through with a car full of stuff. I was like, oh, you know, where are you headed for the long weekend? And he's like, nah, mate, I just left my wife. I felt absolutely terrible.
No, I live in this car now. No. I'm just here to get some deodorant, actually.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.